Gadget. I'm here with our resident BlackBerry expert, Jacob Schulman, and we have the new RIM BlackBerry PlayBook. And Jacob's going to give you a demo of it, show you some of the gestures, and give you a little overview of the hardware, too.
So we've seen a good amount of the playbook so far, but this is finally one of the most recent builds. It's still in beta version, as RIM let us know. So this is not the actual final version that will be shipping on April 19th. But we just wanted to give you a little overview of some of the gestures because it's really interesting to see what RIM has done here. So basically, the main gesture is to swipe up, and that brings you to the home screen no matter what app you're in. And then if you swipe down, also that brings up the menu option, which is contextual to whatever app you're in. So I'm just going to go back to the home screen and launch the web browser, which I have open. It's a full WebKit browser, runs all Flash content, and from what we've seen so far, the performance actually seems to be pretty good. So the first gesture is for app switching. So you actually swipe right directly from the right, starting on the bezel, and it'll just bring you over to the next app. You could see the Pictures app was designed by the Astonishing Tribe, so there's a good amount of visual flair here that we think a lot of it's really nice. And then if you swipe down, you can again see that it brings up the contextual menu, and you can switch right to the camera. Switching on to the next app, we just wanted to show off that you can actually create Word documents directly on the playbook with DataViz's Word to Go. So creating a new document is really just as easy as clicking a new document. And it looks like we're getting an error, which brings us to the next gesture that you can actually invoke from either the upper left or upper right corner. And you just swipe in, and it will bring you back to the main options menu. So from here you have general options to toggle the options tag. We have a battery monitor, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, orientation lock. Yeah, it should switch for us. And then we actually got a notification saying low on memory. So that was definitely interesting. One more app we just want to show off a little bit more. It has a built-in YouTube browser. It seems to load pretty much just all YouTube content, just kind of in a nicely formatted way. Weather also is very visual, and you can put in different locations and add them, and again using the swipe from the top to bring in that menu option and switch between multiple locations. And the last app we wanted to show you was the calculator app, which is also designed by the Astonishing Tribe. It looks really cool to use. It's
more cool than your average calculator.
Yeah, it's more cool than your average calculator. It keeps a printout of your previous calculations, and then if you swipe down in this one, you can actually switch to a scientific calculator. So all those functions are present, and there's also a tip calculator and a unit converter built right into the app, all with this same kind of block, very visual, intriguing interface.
Usually calculator is the most boring app on the phone, but this one is actually kind of cool. Now we should talk a little bit about the hardware, and there are some concerns that we have. One big concern in particular.
So we've spent a lot of time with the playbook hardware so far. We know it's really nice. It has a nice build quality. Along the bottom you can see that there's a mini HDMI port, a charging micro USB port, and then this proprietary charging port that actually works with a charging dock that is magnetic and will be sold separately. But in terms of buttons, since most of the gestures are based on the bezel, there aren't that many buttons on the device at all. But there's this row of buttons along the top. You have a power button, volume down, volume up, and play pause. And we're really just disappointed with the power button because it's far too small and it's quite difficult to press actually. So it's kind of difficult to turn on and off.
But overall, though, like Jacob said, the hardware is phenomenal. The build quality is great, and some software glitches that are unfortunately muddying things a little bit. But overall, it feels good in the hand, and it's kind of fun to use with. So that is the BlackBerry PlayBook from RIM.